Right, Shalom, Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Wahar, Rakah, Chodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and other like-minded elders in Israel that do teach well, by whom I learn this truth, through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Shalom, Barakim, unto the elect house of David, brothers and sisters scattered throughout the four corners, doing their due diligence in all truth and sincerity. Citation also to the Akim, labouring, ministering week in, week out, highways and hedges, chief place of concourse, giving up their body as a living sacrifice unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. It's the brother Daniela, back with another quick lesson in the spirit, and the Wadi Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, for continuing to put the spirit on myself and other like-minded brothers that continue to do these lessons, man. Bring this word out, right? So, no winning this short lesson is edifying, exhorting, and comforting in some way, shape, or form. What I want to go into in this lesson is really just some milk, really, just back to basics kind of thing. And so what I want to touch on is the fact that in the world, a lot of people, if you ask somebody their nationality, right, what they'll tend to tell you is the place where they were conceived or the place where they were born, right? So for instance, you may have a so-called Jamaican, right, that's born over here in the UK. Now, he may consider himself to be British, right, which we know British is not a nationality. Britain is the name of the land over here, therefore you become a citizen of that land, right? Same thing when you read back through the scriptures, you understand Paul calling himself a Roman, right? And then in the same breath calling himself a Benjamite, understanding that he was a citizen of Rome, right? But his nationality was that of a Benjamite, right? He went back to the tribe of Benjamin, which is one of the 12 tribes of Israel. So ultimately he was an Israelite, right? And this is the thing that people don't understand in the world, right? And really, again, it's I suppose it's biology 101, again, understanding that, like the scripture said, I'm going to bring it out, that your nationality is determined by your father or your forefathers, right? Not determined by the landmass where you were born or where you were raised, right? Because guess what? Because men and women, guess what? We don't just pop out the land. And I always thought that was funny, even before I was in this truth. I never quite understood that, why people hold so dearly the piece of land where they was born or where they was raised and determine that to be their nationality. Because again, understanding now, we have this understanding of this truth, right? And really, again, it's milk when you really start checking it. It's biology 101 that we are the seeds of our father. So let me get into it, man. And again, Lord willing, lesson is edifying. So this is Numbers chapter 1, verse 18. And this is something that we bring out all the time, especially when explaining our nationality, right? So this is Numbers 1 and 18. It says, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names from 20 years old and upward by their posts. But the point is, it says they assembled the congregation together on the first day on the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, right? So let's get that word for pedigrees.
Strong's H3205. Yalad.
So that's Yalad, and in the Hebrew, I believe that would be Yalada, I believe, right? So it's pedigrees in the Strong's, right? And it says to bear, to bring forth, to beget, gender, travail, to bear, to bring forth, a childbirth, right? It says to be born, to cause, to help or bring forth, right? To assist or tend or midwife, to be born, to beget, right? Or to beget. Ultimately means to bring forth. So how we brought forth, we brought forth through the seed of our fathers, right? And that determines our nationality. Now I'm gonna jump around a bit, so Salakia. So let's go over to the book of Genesis, chapter 10, right? And it says, now these are the generations of the sons of Noah, Salakia, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, yeah? It says, and unto them were sons born after the flood, right? And it goes on to list all the sons of Shem, all the sons of Ham, and all the sons of Japheth. Now I'm going to jump all the way down because I'm going to jump all the way down to the last verse, right? 32. It says, these are the families of the sons of Noah, right? After their generations, in their nations, right? Showing you again that nations come out of the seed of men, right? Your nationality, right, is determined through your father's lineage, man, your father's line, right? It says, after the generations in their nations, and by these were the nations divided in the earth after the flood. Showing you that all nations on the earth today came through these three men, right? Shem, Ham, and Japheth, right? Because, right, in the ancient days, we had the understanding of these things, man, right? We had the understanding of these things, and really, once you start meditating on it, and you're kind of brought back to remembrance again, biology 101, really, you understand that again, we are the seed of our father, and that determines our nationality. Shani, there's not no such thing as being mixed, really. Really, that goes into confusion, right? Because like we always make the comparison, you can't get a apple orange tree, right? And if you do, that means it's man, messing around with genetics and stuff. But the Heavenly Father have created all things separately, right? Right. And He's not the author of confusion, right? So there's no such thing as mixing seed, right? Because the men holds the seed, right? And the seed is planted into the woman, which is like the earth, right, or the soil, right? And they bear the child, they bring forth that child. But life starts in the seed of man, in the loins of men, right? That's the root, right? And more to the point of the lesson I'm trying to bring out is that we proceed, or we spring forth out of men. That determines our nationality, not the land where we're born, right? So this, so let's just quickly remind ourselves what that word pedigree means, right? It says to bear, to bring forth, to beget or begat, right? It says to bring forth. Can't get the gist of it. Let's get that word seed quickly, right? So it says seed, noun. It says It says figurative sense of offspring, right? Progeny, right? Posterity, which means what? Which means to bring forth, right? It says that's a spirit. See, it says figurative meaning, that from which anything springs, right? Right, and what we spring forth through the loins of men, right? Our fathers plant us into our mother, and that determines our nationality, man. And like I said, this ain't gonna be like a deep or like a long lesson, man. It's just a quick reminder, especially to those that are maybe new into this truth, or just those that really can't grasp the fact that we are not a landmass. That's what I want to get. That's a spirit that just reminded me. We are who our fathers are, right? So just because you may be born in England, that doesn't make you so-called British. Now, yes, you might be a citizen, right, of Britain or of the UK, right? But your nationality goes back to your father, right? And what all nations, they come out of the loins or the line of Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Every nation on this earth go back to one of those three men, right? And out of those three men come forth other nations, right? And that's where you get the generations from, right? Understanding today, for example, so-called Chinese today, they go back to the man, Moab. The Japanese, they go back to the man, Ammon, right? The Arabs, they go back to the man, Ishmael. The real Africans who you call today, the Somalians, the Ethiopians, the Sudanese, those real Africans, they go back to who? They go back to the man, Ham, right? And us, the 12 tribes of Israel, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native and Seminole Indians, we go back to the man, Jacob, who goes back to the man, Isaac, right? Again, showing you that we are who our fathers is, man. We can't be concentrating on so much the landmass, right? And again, like I say, that's a carnal way of thinking, right? So this is Psalms chapter 49, verse 11. It says, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, right? And the house can go into your actual house, you know, or it can go into what? It can go into your lineage or your nationality, right? It says, their houses shall continue forever and their dwelling places to all generations, right? It says, this is the point here I want. It says, they call their lands after their own names. Showing you that today, what the landmass is, they're named after men, right? Not the other way around. Because like I say, we don't just spring up out of the land. We don't just spring up out of the ground like a tree. Now, yes, we're likened to trees. The symbol of the tree is likened unto men in the scriptures, right? But the point is that we don't actually just spring out the ground from a landmass, man. Right? We spring forth from men, right? So it says, and they call their lands after their own names. And the scriptures try and prove that, because you might hear in the scriptures, you might hear Israel or Jerusalem, Zion, for example. Now that's speaking about a people before a place, right? So any landmass you can name on this earth, right, is speaking about a people before a place, right? No matter where you go on this earth, right, that landmass, right, is 9 times out of 10 named after a man or woman, right? In some cases, but more than likely named after men, right? And that's because what? Because these landmasses are a people before a place. Now we can't forget there's something that's so easily forgotten, right? And that's just really the point of the lesson. Again, my understanding that our nationality is determined by the seed of our father. It's very, very simple. It's really elementary stuff, man. You know? And once we do understand this, we're not meant to be forgetting stuff like this. This is stuff really we should be teaching our children, right? Because it's so easy to grasp, you know? It's so easy to grasp. But you speak to the typical person in the world, they'll, like I say, they might be a Moabite, right? That lives in Jamaica. Now he's gonna swear blind that he's a Jamaican. Now again, he might be a Jamaican citizen, but if you ask him his nationality, right, he's gonna tell you he's a Jamaican. But no, he's a Moabite, man. He goes back to the man Moab. So just like us, just like we been calling ourselves all these bywords, right? For captivity after captivity, whether that be, West African, West Indian, Afro-American, so on and so forth, right? We're none of these things because we didn't spring forth out of a man called Africa. We didn't spring forth out of a man called the West Indies or the Caribbean. We didn't spring forth out of a man called West Africa, right? And this is so simple to understand, but it can go over a lot of people's heads because why they always thinking carnally, right? We are the seed of our father, and there's no such thing as mixed, right? So that's pretty much kind of what I wanted to bring out, man. Lord willing, it got across how I wanted to get across, man. Lord willing, was edified in some way, shape, or form. So yeah, with that, I'm gonna leave it there. Until the next one, give all praises, all honor, all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Waharakakadash, Shalom to the elect.